It's the Takeover. It's the Takeover right here on the award-winning CBJ Radio. We're always bringing you the coolest artists on Wednesday nights, and tonight's no different. California rockers of Limbo. They're founded by two brothers, Jake and Luke from Australia, but they ventured to the U.S. when Luke was accepted to the Berklee School of Music in Boston. Jake moved to Long Beach, California, where they're located now, and the rest is history. They just released their latest single, California Demon. They got more singles, more shows coming. We're stoked to have singer-guitarist Jake Davies of Limbo on the show. First, Jake, thanks so much for coming on.
Dude, thanks for having me. Stoked to be here.
Yeah. Well, so Luke goes to Boston. Why Long Beach? What the hell got you to Long Beach from Australia?
So, Mom, I was actually American born, and then Mom married an Aussie when I was about 7 years old.
Oh, okay.
And then they begat the prodigal son, Luke, and we both grew up there from that point on. And then I'd always planned when I finished school in Australia, I'd come back to America and make my fortune. Come back to America and just, live the American lifestyle rather than the Aussie one. Was more appealing to me for a lot of different reasons. And Long Beach, because that's where Mom was originally from, and a lot of family still here. So I had the network of people to help me set up a life out here and didn't have to jump off the plane and go straight to a homeless shelter or a hostel or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a plus. Well, and then Luke comes and visits after he's at the Berklee School of Music.
Yeah.
Why does the music start flowing? Was it just because he'd been there for a while? What changed?
So we always, at home in Australia, we'd always played guitar together. I sort of taught him guitar, put a guitar in his hands, and showed him Unforgiven when he was 9 years old or something like that. And we'd always played riffs together and just farted around on the guitars together, but it was never really like a serious mission. And it wasn't even when he came to Long Beach to stay with me one summer while he was off from school, and we just started hanging out, having fun, getting drunk, and the guitars are around, and we just started plucking away and writing riffs together, and it just was really fucking flowing out of us so fast we couldn't get our phones to record it quick enough. And every night we'd forget what the hell we wrote, and the next day we'd listen to the voice memos, we'd be like, God damn, that's pretty fucking good. And nobody at the time, when we were really first sort of getting this together, was playing this kind of music anymore. This sort of Alice in Chains-y, Metallic-y, fucking Faith No More-y kind of stuff. And we just felt like, shit, I mean, if we want more of this kind of music, there must be other people that do. And we felt like the only proper option is for Luke to drop out of school and come live with me in Long Beach and us make a go at it.
Yeah, and here they are. Well, you mentioned Alice in Chains. You guys are a huge influence.
Huge.
How in Australia? Was it Silverchair? Was it just grunge is huge in Australia? What?
I think Australia gets all the same music that America does, my man. Silverchair was definitely tagged on after the fact, as you can obviously hear their direct Pearl Jam influence. So I certainly didn't hate Silverchair's earlier albums. I didn't think that they were, I thought they're derivative and not really bringing too much impressive stuff to the table compared to the big four of Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, Nirvana. But, they had their own thing and they saw a lot of great success. So good for Daniel Johns and whatever the rest of the dudes are called.
Yeah.
Named.
Well, what's going on with the band? Because it's you two. Do we have two other solid guys? What's the status with the full band?
We do. Since we've had a few people come in and out over the years, just people making different lifestyle choices. It's not always easy to pick up and go and leave everything, especially if you got kids on the way and stuff like that, like our old drummer. And it's just, life gets in the way sometimes. So we've had a couple of people come in and out, and right now we've been touring with our good friend Ian Joseph, and he seems like he's pretty much our solid drummer for as long as he wants to do it. And we are working on the bass. We've been playing with a guy from the Butcher Babies doing these unplugged shows a lot, but he's got a similar situation where he can't really tour because he's got a big boy job down at the Port of Long Beach, and he's got a daughter. So he can't really take off the month and a half at a time that tours usually require. So we've got another friend that's coming into focus now, and we're teaching him the songs, and hopefully that works out.
Yeah, how's the vibe on the acoustic shows? Because California Demon, most of your guys' stuff is just monster songs. How is it when it's dialed down?
We haven't tried California Demon. I don't think that end riff solo thing that Luke does, that dime baggy thing, would translate to an acoustic guitar. I've never seen an acoustic guitar with a whammy bar on it before, so I don't think that one would work too well. But we've got a pretty broad breadth of music, in the same way that Alice in Chains' MTV Unplugged worked for big songs like Wood and Rooster, and the songs that we're used to hearing big and loud. It's the same thing. A lot of them do translate really well to the acoustic world, and there's a lot of them that we've not yet recorded in the electric world that are a little bit more Hotel California kind of vibe, and we just select those ones for the acoustic stuff, and it goes great. And we also love to throw in a cover of Down in a Hole by Alice in Chains every time we do the Unplugged one. So it works well.
Yeah, you got to do that. Well, and I like it how you kind of just said it, that you guys have songs that are just acoustic songs. You guys just play them on the acoustic shows. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, we every one of our songs, we eventually want to get the whole catalog done and recorded, but I mean, you know what this world's like. You can either choose to record stuff in the home studio and have it not live up to its full potential, or we can go to our dear friend and amazing producer, Mike Pepe, in Hollywood. But, that's not always the most financially feasible option. So we have to sort of put our best foot forward at the moment and pick the ones that we think are going to be great singles and ones that we really want him to get us out there with. And then as time goes on and things grow and the business gets more and more viable, I think we'll eventually attack the full retardedly large catalog that we have and get all of them out there.
Yeah, go and check them out. We're chatting with Jake from Of Limbo. Go check them out, oflimbo.com. They're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify, and their brand new single, California Demon, is out now. I love that. I saw you in an interview and you called it TikTok. That is perfect.
Yeah,
for TikTok.
I probably shouldn't say that. It's not the most PC thing to say, but yeah, we don't even run our TikTok. We have a lovely friend and fan of ours that lives out in Missouri, and she's become our TikTok expert, and we just give her access to like whatever videos we think might be amusing for the kids of the TikTok world these days, and she picks and chooses what she thinks, and then I go and look at it every 6 months or so and see what the hell's going on in there. And there's this one video of Luke changing the fucking water bottle in our kitchen, like putting the big jug into the thing or whatever. And the caption's like, "Is there a better way to do this?" Thing's got almost a fucking million views and like 200,000 comments on it. I'm like, what the hell am I doing in this life, dude? Why am I making music when no one gives a goddamn about that? They just want to see me changing the fucking water bottle.
Exactly. Oh, it's pathetic what gets over and what you think, oh, this is going to be amazing, and nobody cares.
Yeah, they don't give a goddamn shit. I think the thing with TikTok is it's just such a venue for very unpolished, raw material, and we keep getting told by the people that help us with getting stuff out there, oh, we got to make these performance videos. I'm like, dude, I just spent fucking 5 months making this amazing music video. Why the hell aren't we just posting that? Like, no, doesn't work in the TikTok world. Doesn't work. We've got to go sit on a fucking beach or like walk down the street at the camera while bumping hobos and stuff and fucking singing at the camera. I'm just like, oh, this is so awkward, but all right, I guess.
Oh, it's a totally different world. Yeah, there's a rock band. God, now I just can't think. I just went blank. But that's what they do. They have a studio, and they do all this crazy lighting and all this stuff. They do, a 10-second clip of their song. It's the same thing. It's like, why don't you just post your fucking video that you spend all this money on? But no, you can't do that. Hey, I mean, one of your guys' PR guys, Ed Bunker, he has Them Evils. Do you know Them Evils?
We know them very, very well, dude. We all started, us, Joyce Wolf, and Them Evils. We all started about the same exact time, unbeknownst to each other. And then once we were all sort of ready to start playing live shows, boom, all of a sudden there's 3 hard rock bands when there was fucking no hard rock band anywhere near any of us. And so we all started playing shows together. We did this one like battle of the bands with the 3 of us, and it was us 3 as the finalists, and then Them Evils beat us by 1 point apparently, and they got onto this big festival, and then they shot off, and Joyce Wolf shot off, and we sort of languished here in Long Beach for a couple different reasons. We were on our way to our first national tour with Joyce Wolf and Blacktop Mojo. We got in a bag van accident. Don't want to go into that shit. And then fucking COVID happened, and fucking members coming in and out. So we've had a few little ups and downs of swings of things, but we've had our great successes too. Like we just got this Loudwire article the other day. That was great. But we've also been out on the road with one of our absolute hero bands, Candlebox, with Kevin Martin, and Buck Cherry. And we also got out with Wolf Mother for a couple of shows, which is like, that goes back to the childhood. You know, that's full Aussie heroes right there. We said to Andrew Stockdale after the show, he was complimentary of my singing or something like that, and I was like, little brother was like, Andrew, you know that you own an absolute chapter in Australian rock history, right? And he's like, wow, thanks, mate. I never really thought about that. And he was really humbled and taken aback by that. But it's absolutely true. Like Wolf Mother is like, oh yeah, for the 2000s, that was like, they were the fucking rock band.
Yeah. Yeah, that had to be kind of surreal.
Oh, dude, it was absolutely just wild. He walks in with, it was almost like a movie trailer moment. He's backlit walking towards us with the fucking afro, and you see the silhouette like, oh shit, here he comes.
Yeah, what am I going to say so I don't sound like a jackass?
He was the nicest guy ever, so everything was cool.
Yeah, wow. Well, that's what I mean. Why now? Why is the iron hot right now for you guys?
I think it's a collection of things, dude. I think Ed Bunker, as you mentioned, he's helped us out a lot. That's been a great feather in the cap. But, you know, it's a thing about really understanding the world of social media and stuff these days and how to get things out there. Basically, we've kind of made the decision to go it alone instead of record deal operation, because basically the way I've sort of assessed it is that a record deal is just the worst bank loan imaginable.
Yeah.
And if you were to put some money behind yourself, like whatever money we can that we do, it's better to just do all the things that a record label would do for you, but do it with a lot more pinpoint accuracy and purpose. Like getting, you know, they pay for marketing. So yeah, you gotta get your stuff on Spotify ads and Instagram ads so that you can have an audience. If you're just recording the music, you're spending all this money to record a song you really like, and then you just post it on your Instagram and fucking that's it. Well, then you're not going to really garner a lot of new ears and eyes. And while touring with big bands is a fucking great way to meet new fans, and probably one of the best ways, really, because you get to make the personal connection. But with the fucking internet, like if you can utilize it properly, with some of the techniques we learned from this guy, Andrew Southworth, and you can start getting these ads out there, then you're garnering yourself an Instagram and a Facebook audience and a Spotify audience and a YouTube audience a hell of a lot quicker than the nightly meeting 300 people thing. You know, it's in front of shitloads of people's eyes.
Yeah. The right pulse at the right time, and you guys seem like you found it right now. What do you think about Kevin with Candlebox calling it the end?
I think it is a crying shame, dude. We went and saw him at the last Troubadour show, which he's saying is his last LA show. I hope it's fucking not. But we went to the last Troubadour show, and the band was still sort of playing, and then he just walked up the stairs with the fucking spotlight on him.
Oh.
And half the fucking audience was crying. And honestly, dude, when we toured with him, he was great. He's always fucking great. But this tour, he sounds like he's just reached another echelon of his own excellence. Like he's better than he was when he was a fucking kid, dude. So I think it's a crying shame, but at the same time, as that great Kurt Cobain quote, it's better to burn out than fade away.
Yeah.
I couldn't agree more, because, you know, if you go out on top, you leave this legacy with the memory as it is, rather than some of these dudes that I don't want to name names, that are kind of dragging their legacy through the dirt by playing smaller and smaller shows as the audience wanes off more and more, as their bellies get more and more bloated and their voices get more and more hoarse, and they have to change their riffs down like a full what's the word? Fuck.
Yeah.
2 semitones. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's awful, and that's the last thing you remember.
I admire his ability. I admire his courage and like, I don't know, fortitude, his mettle to stick to his guns and make a statement like that. Like, I'm gonna go out on top. Jesus, I don't know if I would have the self-control and the huevos to do something like that.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the Loudwire article. I mean, it's cool. Well, it's cool that you're in Loudwire, and it's even cooler that the article is by you guys.
Yeah, it was crazy. They wrote a little bit of the intro. We gave them the basic gist of our intro. I guess they didn't like our intro as much as they liked theirs, but that's fine. They took our opinions about some of our favorite bands that fit the sort of grungy archetype, in our opinion, and we were super stoked about it. We had a few bands that we're friends with hit us up a little bit butthurt about it, but the thing is, like, it needed to fit that sort of grungy world. Like I said, nothing's grunge anymore, because grunge was that time, that vibe, that era, that kind of people, that sort of cultural movement. But for bands to sort of fit in that register now, it was really a pretty scant few that we had to cobble together, and like that I felt really illustrated that kind of the soul of what grunge was, at least.
Yeah, for sure. Go check them out. Of Limbo. They're at oflimbo.com. They're on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Spotify. Go check out all their stuff. The brand new single you're going to hear in just a minute called California Demon. Well, you guys have obviously made it. You have cornhole boards with U2's face on them. Who made these for you?
Yeah, we had to make that one for little brother's birthday. So I got
Is he a big cornhole fan?
Custom made. What was that?
You guys big cornhole fans?
Oh, I love cornhole. And
nice.
If Matty James and Cat Murtis of Blacktop Mojo are listening, we're fucking coming for you, boys. Because they think themselves, Blacktop Mojo boys, quite the cornhole specialists themselves. So I think we're going to have to make another set of custom cornhole, and one end's going to be the Blacktop Mojo, one end's going to be the Of Limbo, and it's on.
Yeah. Well, and the Doors, I'm a huge Doors fan. What's this Doors tribute, or what the hell did you do this Doors song for? Okay,
so this sort of, I don't even want to call it, I find it awkward to say fan. But anyway, a guy that's a fan of our music that saw us play at Viper Room years ago sends me messages every now and then through Facebook, and he told me a while ago that he's actually got the budget together to be producing this documentary about the Doors. And I'm like, oh, that sounds cool, dude, blah, blah. Fast forward a few months, he showed me a little bit of it, and I'm like, wow, this looks sick, dude, blah, blah. I'm still stuck for him. And then he said, well, the reason I'm showing it to you is because I really want to get about 5 different bands to do covers of Doors songs in their own flavor as much as possible. Would you guys be interested? I'm like, oh, hell yes. And I think he probably had eyes for me to do something like Come On Baby Light My Fire, or like a Break On Through, or one of the bigger ones.
Commercial song, yeah.
Yeah, but it was either 5 to 1, baby, 1 to 5. It was going to be either that or Down So Long, because I just think I love that whole chain gang kind of sound to that. But we had to reimagine it a bit and made it into some kind of dark Mark Lanigan kind of vibe, which I'm pretty proud of.
Yeah, no, it's great. Is it out?
The documentary's not out. He's currently pitching to Sundance and Cannes and all these fucking things that you do when you make a documentary. So hopefully he gets some yeses in that. And then when he does, then I'm sure after they have their fun with it, the release should be not too far after that.
Yeah, then you guys can release the song. But yeah, Been Down So Long is a great song. I can't wait to hear the whole thing. Go to their Instagram page. You can hear a little bit of a clip off it. California Demon, the new one. First, Jake, you edited the video?
Yeah, dude, I got to do all of our editing because you know, you got to pinch the pennies where you can, and I've been making movie posters to keep the lights on for a lot of years, so I've got a pretty good grasp of the graphics end of things, and yeah, no one else is going to put the kind of time in to get shit the way I want it to in the editing process, unless we had squillions of fucking dollars to pay them for rounds and rounds of my completely inane and meticulous changes. So yeah, I sit there and I painstakingly rake over every single frame of it and get it the way I want.
Yeah. Well, and then the flames. I mean, was this Luke's idea? Was this your idea to start him on fire? Whose idea was this?
I will have to take credit for that one. And he was definitely a little bit skeptical of the idea at first. He's like, okay, but how are we actually going to fucking do that? So we bought this shitty guitar from Facebook Marketplace. It was like, I think it was like a Kmart guitar. It was white, covered in like these terrible rose and barbed wire illustrations. We got it for like $30 from some dude in a parking lot out in front of a Chipotle in Long Beach. And we brought it home, and like obviously it looked all lame with these fucking graphics on it. So we just got some matte spray painted it up, and then went to the fucking corner store, grabbed some lighter fluid, and did a couple test runs with some gloves on him and some flame retardant spray all over his arms and his gloves and his hair. And shit, it worked. We're like, okay, we can actually make this happen. And it didn't seem too wildly dangerous, but the first studio we shot at, we're like, absolutely fucking not. No fucking way. They wouldn't even let us have candles, so we had to have these little Amazon fake candles for that. But luckily, my buddy Greg Carter over at New Vision Studio in Santa Ana, we've been friends for years and years, and he was away on a trip to South Africa or something like that, where he comes from, and his brother let us in, and he's just like, okay, boys, do your thing. It's cool. And grabbed the fire extinguisher and grabbed the wet blanket and just started shooting it. And then luckily only one time it got a little bit out of control and started going up Luke's arm, and I had to run in with the wet blanket and cover his ass.
Yeah, I'm shocked that he didn't get burned at least once.
Yeah, it was pretty touch and go. If you look at the clips that are used in the video quite close, you can see it like literally on his gloves are actually on fire on a couple of them.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
It was pretty sketchy.
Yeah, or melted to him or anything.
Yeah.
Well, the song, It's a monster of a song. You mentioned it. The dime bag riff at the end's amazing. But you guys have been holding on to this song. Where did this song come from? How long has it been in the can?
Oh shit, dude! That's hard to put a number on it, but I would say, fuck, it was even probably before Bear was in the band. I think we wrote it maybe 5 years ago, roughly. And then this is kind of the way we operate, dude. We just got so many that are fucking waiting for their turn, and then we come to different decisions about what's the next one we should record. But yeah, finally recorded it about a year ago at Fab Factory with Mike Pepe, and drums at the Canyon with Dash. And yeah, we've been when we got it back, I was like, okay, it's time to get the fucking video idea together. And I sat there and drew up every frame of the motherfucker on a storyboard, and we're like, okay, how much of this can we actually do? And damn, pretty much every fucking wild ass idea I came up with in the storyboard, we managed to pull off. But it did take a while for the video to get put together because of it.
And then it took you a year to edit it.
Yeah, I don't think it took me a year to edit it, but the song was recorded a year ago, and then I think we shot it. We shot it maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah, meticulously going over it with a fine-tooth comb. But
exactly.
Yeah, California Demon. The song's awesome. The video's even better. Go and check it out. Was there ever a time, Jake? Did you ever you and Luke sit down and say, "Fuck it, man, I can't take this anymore"?
About just calling it quits with Limbo.
Yeah.
I think it's happened to each of us individually about it, but then it's very. I don't think it's ever happened with both of us at the same time.
Well, that's good.
Because God knows what that would spell. But yeah, there's been plenty of times when things look a bit fucking grim and dark, and it's just like one fucking thing after the other. Especially after the accident, I almost lost my leg. They put a fucking metal rod in my leg and stuff. I know it's like then the other two guys didn't want to play anymore because it was, they had their lives in our hands, and it's crazy that we even survived. So there's been a few like really dark moments, but that there's always some fucking inspirational quote out there to get you to keep going forward. It's always darkest before the dawn, or whatever the hell it is. So whenever Lukey's fucking feeling a bit down about it, I'll give him a shake back to reality of like, dude, look at all we have accomplished. I mean, we're not fucking playing festivals yet, and we're not headlining our own shows across the country, but fuck, have a little scroll through our Instagram sometime, Lukey boy, and see what we have done. And he's done the same to me. He's like, come on, dude, pull it together. I know it's a lot of fucking work right now, but this is what else. His best quote is, well, what the fuck else are we going to
do? Yeah, exactly. We've got this far. What else are we going to do?
Yeah.
Well, go and give them some support. Go and follow them. Go and like them. Oflimbo.com. Go and check them out. You're going to tell people you heard them here first. Here's their brand new single, California Demon. Jake, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me, brother.
It's the Takeover, CBJRadio.com.